5 years. I've been sober for 5 years. It's January, so it's 2025 now, and just kind of reflecting on the past year and past 5 years. My date for sobriety is December 15th, which still happens to be my father's birthday as well. Um, but I had a lot of time to reflect in the past month, just kind of being sober and where it's taken me in my life. I felt like I wasn't really who I was meant to be. I felt like for many years I was just living in a shell of a person that I wasn't. It just wasn't who I was, I guess, you know? I felt like I was fake. Um, and then I joined the army, you know? I spent 8 years in the military, and that's where I really developed an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. I drank a lot. I did drugs, you know? I suffered, I think, when I was there. Um, and eventually, I remember having this conversation with my friend Brody. I texted him because I knew he was sundancing back home. I just told him one day, I was like, I feel like it's calling to me or something. I just don't know what it is. And he told me the creator is calling, you know, that he wants me to do ceremony. So, you know, I took it serious. I never really been one to believe in anything. I wasn't religious, spiritual, or anything. I grew up doing ceremony as a kid. You know, my uncle was a sun dancer as well, and I remember doing sweats with him, and that was like some of the best memories I had. You know, finishing, eat pizza. You know, just being innocent as a child. And I had that conversation with him, and I was still in the army at this time, and he told me to come and help at the Sundance the next summer. So the Sundance is in my community back home in Elzebuktuk, and so I went home and I was a helper. You know, I basically just make sure the fire was going and stuff. So, but I knew after that year I was gonna do the Sundance, and I did. You know, I've been doing it for 5 years now, 6 years, and it's changed my life. And part of the agreement to doing Sundance, at least where we live, is you have to be sober for 5 years. You have to be sober for your commitment, basically. So I attempted sobriety before this 5 year length that I have now, and I lasted about a year and a half, and then I had some issues come up, and you know, I got weak and I fell off the wagon, and but that's part of growth, right? So, you know, I struggled, I fell off the wagon, but I got back on. I knew I didn't want to give up, so, you know, I found the ceremony, I found myself again, and so yeah, I've been doing the ceremony for about 5 years. But this takes me back now to, you know, it's been 5 years. I've been sober for 5 years, and I truly believe that it's changed my life for the better. It wasn't until I sobered up that I really decided to go after a lot of my dreams. So when I was in the army, I knew it wasn't for me, and I knew I didn't want to stay there forever. So I met my now wife, and she really encouraged me and pushed me to leave the army and pursue my dreams, and so I did. You know, it might have been a little naive for me to leave the way I did, but I did it, and with the money I got from the army and my pension, I bought, you know, an FX6 and A7S3 and a bunch of gear because I knew I really wanted to try this, and I did. I started I co-started a video production company, an indigenous video production company with my business partner Nate, and that's when things really started to take off. And I feel like I wouldn't be there if it wasn't for me being sober. You know, I tend to self-sabotage a lot, especially when I'm drinking. I say things I shouldn't, I do things I shouldn't, and if it hasn't been for my sobriety, I feel like I wouldn't be where I am today, and I'm still not where I want to be. You know, I have big dreams, and I'm gonna keep pursuing them to the best that I can. I don't even know if this video will be good. I was reading a book by Rick Rubin, The Creative Act, and I think it really inspired me to just make stuff. I knew I wanted to make a video about sobriety and kind of my journey. Um, and this isn't really my journey. Like, there's so much more that I could talk about, but it's cold out. I'm in the middle of the woods, and what is it? It's like 0 degrees, maybe -1. I don't know. My hands are freezing. I think, once I truly made the decision that I was gonna stop drinking and stop partying and doing all kinds of shit, life, it was hard. It's hard to not drink, and it's hard to not do all the stuff that everyone's doing. It seems fun, but once I truly made that decision, it was easier in life, I think. I don't know how to explain it, but I just knew it wasn't a decision I was gonna do. It wasn't something that was on the table. Alcohol wasn't there, so you know I always told my friends, like, I don't want you guys to feel like you have to stop drinking around me. Like, I just want to be able to be normal, but I'll just be drinking water or pop or something. But once I really made that decision, it like changed my life incredibly. And there's nothing I would change, I guess. Life was meant to happen the way it did. I became the person that I am today because of who I was then. And I'm just excited. I have children, and I think as parents, we all want to be an example for them. And I'm not perfect in any means at all. But my dad has been sober for over 30 years now from alcohol, and he was definitely a big inspiration for me. And it's kind of weird that my sobriety date is his birthday as well. So it's been 5 years, December 15th, and his birthday is December 15th. He's been sober 30 years. Just kind of weird how life works. But he's been such a big inspiration for me, and he's taught me a lot in my life. And, I wouldn't be where I am now without him either. And then I just know that I want to be that inspiration for my kids as well. I'm not perfect. I'll never be perfect, but I'm going to try to be for them and be the best that I can. And I know alcohol won't be part of my life. I'm not going to be able to force people to not do things, and that's okay. Like, I have to accept that it's a decision that I made for myself, but it's not a decision that I made for people, and I can't force that on people at all. This video is mostly just rambling. I don't know what it's going to be. So I know January is a big month for people to really think about changing their lives, and there's dry January. If you want to try not drinking the whole month, but I know January is a time to reflect and really think about life, and I know for me that I'm super grateful for where I am right now, and life's a journey, and it's exciting to be on this journey. I'm excited for what life brings, and I hope you guys are too. It's definitely hard. Life's suffering, and the things that are tough now will make you a stronger person in the future, if that makes sense. I'm not a philosopher, but yeah. Okay, bye.